dingbat journalist known as Kaiser Ware, who happens to look like she's Chinese in her little portrait from Vanity Fair, has gone after protein of all things, right? She's gone after the one thing that we all need to survive and to thrive in this world. And she's claiming that Americans are obsessed now with protein, and we need to blame the MAGA movement or the Maha movement as well, because according to Ware or Kaiser Ware, protein is bad. It's bad to be obsessed with protein because apparently it produces muscle that your body needs. And there are some people that she sees on the right or on the MAGA movement now that eat a little bit too much protein, according to her. You're not allowed to have too much protein and have a lot of muscle. Even much so that Joey Swoll, if you don't know who he is, you should definitely check him out. He's actually quite a good man. I have seen he goes after a lot of the dingbats that seemingly want to annoy or harm the likes of innocent people in the gym. So if you haven't seen any of Joey Swoll's stuff, you definitely should check it out. But even he, like, I don't expect Joey to get political much at all. And he got into this. I think even Joey, you struck a nerve with Joey Swoll, Kaiser. I mean, well bloody done, because Joey doesn't really get into politics that much at all. He's like politically out of this sort of nonsense. But lo and behold, you go after protein and, well, you're going to start a firestorm you never saw coming. Believe you me. Joey goes, this is absolutely ridiculous. Gender, protein builds muscle, period. There isn't women protein. There isn't men protein. There is just protein, a macronutrient every man and woman in the gym trying to build muscle needs. It doesn't care about who you vote for. It doesn't care about what gender you are. They want to do everything they possibly can to divide people today in every way possible, but not in the gym. Keep that nonsense out. Jam, I love Joey Swoll. No one in the gym cares about your race, gender, sexuality, religion, or politics. The gym is a brother and sisterhood, period. If you're in here working hard to be better for yourself and you respect others, you give the same back and more. Do better, Variety. I love how he says do better at the end. It's absolutely brilliant. So here is this article that Kaiser Ware wrote. And believe you me, it is a nuts article. She wrote an article that is really long. We're not going to read the entire thing because it is really long and kind of nuts, but the title alone should make people go, what the hell is wrong with you? Why are Americans so obsessed with protein? Blame MAGA. The radical leftists love to blame other people except for their own stupidity. Like, I wonder how the editor was feeling when he or she read this and they were going, that's a fantastic piece, Kaiser. By all means, let's definitely publish it. This is going to start a firestorm for sure on the right. They're going to be up in arms about this. From the Liver King to the podcast bros to RFK Jr.'s Maha constituents, America's infatuation with protein has reached a fever pitch, and it's undeniably gendered. Huh? You're making this about something that protein didn't even ask for. It's just bloody protein, man. You need it. Everyone needs it. You, Kaiser, probably from the look of your photo, need a lot more of it by the sound of it. And they're going after Peter Attia, Joe Rogan, the Liver King, Andrew Huberman, for goodness sake. They're going after so many people. TikTok content creators are hawking powders from Just Move and Rinse. Netflix is teasing its documentary Untold, the Liver King, which tracks the rise and fall of the raw meat enthusiast. Well, I think it's more the rise, not so much the fall, because I think he's still pretty popular, especially if he's got a Netflix documentary there, love. So maybe you should not put the fall. But anyway, out later this month, influential podcast bros, from the physician Peter Attia to the very well-paid Joe Rogan, swap protein-heavy diet anecdotes and share their current state of protein supplementation. One of this year's most talked about shows, season 3 of The White Lotus, derived a whole thread of narrative tensions from what can only be described as Chekhov's protein shake. For decades, an American protein mania has been building. This year, it may be hitting its peak. News and takes have abandoned from Vogue's 4 signs you're not getting enough protein and Grub Street's deep dive on added protein foods, the New Yorker's profile of a protein bar company, and the New York Times fact check on big protein claims. I don't have a good sense of what's driving that right now, other than if it's just the usual manosphere. Oh, boy. Or the manomania here in the United States says Peter Cohen, an internist at Cambridge Health Alliance, an associate professor at Harvard Medical School, who leads the Center Supplement Research Program. Everyone's letting their testosterone out these days. That's exactly what I've been seeing too, Peter Cohen. It's you can't escape the testosterone being let out or unleashed nowadays, can you? One thing he's noticed, more men than women arrive at his office interested in protein because we all need protein. It's like one of the most important macronutrients that your body needs to survive. If you don't have enough protein, you can't build muscle, and you need muscle to what? To live, don't you? Otherwise, you're going to become anorexic, bulimic, and probably die if you don't have enough protein. Your internal organs need protein as well. It's a fundamental nutrient. But no, look, I understand too much protein is probably a bad thing. Having too much of anything is a bad thing, believe it or not, even if you claim that it's a good thing. But oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the manosphere here. It's all the fault of the manosphere because you got people saying, hey, have you thought about having a little bit more protein in your diet? It might do you the world of good, especially men, especially when it comes to the building block that men need more protein to help with what? Testosterone building. Same with fat. Men need a little bit more fat on their body because of testosterone. Men need more of the essential nutrients. Protein is just protein. Carbs are just carbs. Fats are just fats. People complicate this stuff so much, and they want to politicize literally everything, even poor protein, man. Donald Trump. He of the diet, dubbed by his own health secretary, the admittedly he is oftentimes correct, not incorrect, RFK Jr., to be really like bad, has such a vocal contingent of intense protein-making health obsessives. I think you're just jealous of the way that Robert F.K. Jr. looks, and because he wants to make America healthy again. You just seem like you're a spineless, unhealthy, narcissistic dingbat by the sounds of your article there, mate. You also sound like a vegan. Just saying. Anyway, they also start going after Theo Von because they talked about protein and vegans and all that other stuff. It's nonsense. And okay, we've got the Liver King back in, and you also got Logan Paul, who's apparently a fanboy of Trump. They're just throwing names out there that they claim to be on the right. So yeah, let's go after that. According to the food historian Haddock Cutting Jones, we are trace today's relationship to protein back to the 19th century chemist and early macronutrient expert Justus von Lieb, who called it the only true nutrient, and in the 1860s promptly started making and selling his own protein supplement of sorts, Lieberg's extract of meat. Okay, so we've got the whole protein supplement era going on today. You've got whey protein, you've got so many other different proteins, pea protein, you've got vegan protein, which I don't even think is actually proper protein. But anyway, I'm not a doctor or scientist or a nutritionist, but I just don't think I prefer, meat protein. It's a lot better for you, especially for men. Anyway, we've got Andrew Huberman, who prescribes the Mao Nui venison for greater levels of health. He says that his practice aims for 1 gram per pound of body weight. Andrew Huberman has called this a good starting point, though one of his own supplements of choice and financially incentive is AG1, which contains a measly 2 grams of protein per serve. I don't think AG1 is primarily for your protein consumption there, mate. Just wanting to point that out to you. Like AG1 is like one of those all-round supplements. You get a little bit of everything in AG1. So it's not supposed to be your primary thing. You're supposed to take it as a help, but don't use it for the only source of where you're getting your protein or your vitamins and minerals and all that sort of other stuff. But anyway, you got Gabrielle Lyon and Mary Claire Harver, prominent pro-protein online personalities who target their content towards women because women also need protein. Hello, have you seen those 2 women? They eat protein. Quite evident. Seems like, once again, woman that's right in this, you seem like you're a bit jealous. Oh dear, we can't have too much protein because that would be bad for us, wouldn't it? And she wrote an entire flipping article. If you want, in your spare time, you can read the whole thing in Vanity Fair. We've got feminism in the mix. We've got the manosphere in the mix. We've got politics in the mix. We just got everything. And poor protein is just going, what the hell? I didn't ask for any of this. I'm just protein, man. I'm good for you. I don't care how much you have of me. I'm just there. Use me to build muscle. It'd be great. I want to help you build muscle. I want to help you live longer. Sure. But no, you've got to, the leftists are nuts because they probably haven't got enough protein in their diet or even on their fork. Because if you're going after protein and people that recommend that you have protein, you've got issues. As Joey Swoll said, listen to him, not the dingbat that wrote the article for Vanity Fair. Goodness me, if people actually listen to this dribble and this bullshit, we're going to be in a hell of a lot of trouble. Anyway, you guys take care, be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.